Hey, this is Danielle, and today I wanted to make a video to update my trade on Google last week that we discussed in the free video. I can go ahead and link it below. So we have a situation here with the NASDAQ where the NASDAQ has yet to break out. When I made the videos last Monday, we were in a situation where the NASDAQ was in a daily squeeze and it was stuck up against this area of resistance right around 13,300, 13,400. And I was looking for a breakout to the upside due to this daily squeeze. Now, when you look at the way that the NASDAQ has traded, I mean, one could say that it did sort of break out, traded about another 100 points higher from that time frame, which honestly is a pretty weak breakout. Wouldn't really consider it much of a breakout, but it did, trade up above this area of resistance. And it did trade into the 1272 extension, which is the first target in a directional setup. So when you look at the NASDAQ and you say, hey, breakout was a little bit lame, but it did meet the first target, the next question is, well, can it keep going? As of right now, we're only 2 bars into the squeeze firing. So these red dots right here, this is the squeeze, these 2 green dots, this is when the squeeze fires. And, the squeeze normally will go about 8 to 10 bars. So if you look at it at this point and say, hey, the first target's met, can we keep going? What's the second target? Second target after you get through 13,500 is going to be up into here at the 1618 extension target. That's going to be at about 13,687. So let's call it 13,700. But keep in mind the key psychological value at 13,500 is a pretty big line in the sand just because it's a, key psychological value. If you look at the lower time frame charts, I mean, today was pretty strong in the NASDAQ just as far as a trend and volume perspective, even though the index as a whole just was about flat at this moment in time. So, decent price action today, but overhead resistance. Now, I want to go ahead and follow up on Google because this is a very similar story. Of course, it's going to move with the NASDAQ as well. So last week we had talked about this daily squeeze in Google combined with the daily squeeze in the NASDAQ. Now, when you're looking at Google, you can see that Google traded up into these areas of resistance, and then it did end up breaking out. Now, when I was looking for a breakout in the NASDAQ, this is the same kind of thing I was looking for, right? The NASDAQ was just a little bit on the softer side. Now, Google has actually managed to have this really nice high volume breakout, gap up, and most importantly, it has managed to break up above the resistance zones from April, resistance zones from February. And then if you go all the way, onwards and upwards to here, it's almost actually getting to the August highs, which is the next, major line in the sand. So as far as Google is concerned, love Google, love the stock, love the breakout. I did take profits on my Google options trades last week. And I am still holding the stock. I think it's a great stock to buy and hold. In the longer term, if you look at the weekly chart, you can see that there was a weekly squeeze that fired as well. And the targets on that are going to be up into here about 120, 122 or so. So, I mean, I like the stock. I can say that, it is running into some pretty significant resistance around 118. I'm not going to get out of my shares of stock. In fact, when this does kind of pull back, it's very normal for it to pull back after a big gap up like this. I would love to pick up some more shares. But as far as the options trade is concerned, I did go ahead and already take profits on that. Now, if you're still in it and if you're still trying to, squeeze a little bit more out of this, what I would caution you is this candlestick pattern. So whenever you have a big wick on the top of a candle like this, and then, you also have it coming down and retesting the previous bar's low, that is usually a reversal signal. The one thing that you want to look for after this occurs is a break of this low, because when you have a series of bars and a trend, you have a higher bar, higher bar, higher bar, higher bar, higher bar. Well, then you have another higher bar. After that, when you see a break of the low of the high bar, which is going to be right here, about 116, it's typically going to be a signal that, momentum is being lost, it's running out, and then typically, it pulls all the way back to the 8 EMA, which is around 112.50. So at this point, with Google, what I can tell you is that the NASDAQ is just showing a bit of a lackluster breakout. If the NASDAQ was stronger, I would be more confident looking for, 123 in Google, but the NASDAQ's just a little bit slow right now. And then when you look at Google, definitely had some signs of reversal today. So ultimately, we need to see tomorrow if there's any follow through or not, but I would definitely be taking profits on, shorter term options trades. At least that is what I did. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you found it helpful. I hope some of you were able to catch this breakout last week. It was a really nice move. And other than that, I hope you have a great rest of your Monday, and I'll see you in the next video.
Hey traders, thanks for watching this video. If you want to make sure that you get all of our free trading content, make sure you hit subscribe and also give us a like and comment down below. If you want to learn more about us and if you want to join us for live trading in real markets with real money, make sure you go to simplertrading.com where you can join us for more info. Thank you very much and have a great day.